I just got off my sixth cruise with Carnival Cruise Line, and there are some things Carnival isn't telling you.
JJ Cruise.
What's going on? My name's Jared. Jordan is booking your cruise vacations, and we are JJ Cruise. Today, we're going to tell you all of the things that we have learned after all of our Carnival cruises that you won't know coming on board your first Carnival cruise and still may not know after your 10th, 20th, or 30th Carnival cruise. We're going to share everything we've learned from those cruise tips to cruise hacks and even money saving tips for your next Carnival cruise. But first, please subscribe to the channel. All we do is travel content, cruise content, and it's free to you. It means the world to us. And if you don't like it later, you can always unsubscribe. We've learned a lot from our Carnival cruises, and we've sailed many different types of ships within Carnival's fleet. Whether it be some of the smaller or oldest cruise ships like that of Carnival Conquest or Carnival Valor, to the newest and the biggest cruise ships in Carnival's fleet, such as Mardi Gras or Carnival Celebration, we have learned that there is a lot of things that cruisers do not know, whether it's their first Carnival cruise or it may be their 30th Carnival cruise. We have learned so much money saving tips as well as just general information the general public do not know when boarding their Carnival cruise ship. So today I'm going to tell you all the tea, all the things that you need to know when going on board your Carnival cruise that maybe you won't know, whether it's your first time or your 100th Carnival cruise. All of these are things that Carnival doesn't tell you flat out. Let's get started with a fun money saving hack, and it's all regarding food. Specialty dining can cost you extra money, especially if you have a larger family. Well, one way to get around it is not pay for your specialty dining experience. On Carnival, there are certain restaurants that actually have free specialty dining for lunch, whether it's the Italian or maybe you're going to Gigi's and having the Mongolian wok. There are multiple different types of lunches that are available in these specialty dining restaurants, completely complimentary. When boarding your Carnival cruise ship, definitely check to see what restaurants are on board. If you have a Guy's Pig and Anchor barbecue, they might have a lunch complimentary for you and your family. Now, if you are going to go to a bar or a specialty restaurant, always check your receipt before you add a tip. This is another kind of money saving tip because a lot of times there's an 18% service charge already added to your receipts. Keeping in the dining trend, for the main dining room on Carnival Cruise Line, you can check in if you are going to be going for an anytime dining slot. With Carnival, for their main dining at dinners, you can actually check in to reserve your table once you are ready, your whole party is ready, close to the main dining room. Well, one thing people don't really realize is that even though dining room might open at, let's say, 5:30, the actual reservation service opens up 5, 10, or 15 minutes earlier than that 5:30 time. Thus, we always recommend you go a little early, check in maybe 15 to 10 minutes before dining starts, and you will actually have some of the first tables and the best table spots in the main dining room and the fastest service. Now, if you are going to buy specialty dining and want to get an extra perk, I recommend looking at booking your specialty dinner for night one. Why, you might ask? Well, a lot of times if you book your specialty dining on night one, you will get a complimentary bottle of wine. If you're somebody who wants to save some extra money by buying a bottle of wine, but you're maybe by yourself or just a couple and not going to drink the whole bottle, do not worry. Carnival can actually save that bottle of wine for multiple dinners. Continuing on some of the money saving tips for booking your Carnival cruise, let's talk about onboard amenities, pre-cruise and purchasing them. A lot of times you are looking at purchasing excursions, maybe spa appointments, if you're looking for a dining package, or maybe drinks, if you want that classic beverage package. All of these things can be bundled together oftentimes on the app or on your actual website for purchasing together. So what we recommend doing is looking at the banners at the top of your purchasing pages to see if there are any additional codes to save maybe 10, 15, or 20% off if you just bundle it all together and purchase at the same time. Something many Carnival cruise passengers don't know is that you can actually deliver food across the ship for an additional fee. So maybe you're actually out on the pool deck and you're thinking, I really want something to eat, but I really don't want to have to get up and wait in line to grab something to eat. Well, why don't you look in your app and find where you can actually have them deliver it to you? Of course, this will come with an extra fee, so keep that in mind. It may be better and cheaper to just get up and get it yourself. Another thing that a lot of cruisers don't know when it comes to Carnival is that there is a salad bar in Serenity to eat complimentary during your time while at the pool. Serenity is the adults only area of the ship, and within Serenity is a fresh, fantastic salad bar for you all to enjoy throughout your day. So definitely check the hours, but if you don't want to go all the way down to the buffet or you want some lighter fare and healthier eats, check out Serenity for that salad bar experience. That was a lot of food talk. Let's talk about a few other things that we didn't know and we learned through our cruises that a lot of people still don't know today. One is downloading whatever it is you want to listen to before you cruise. Even with the Wi-Fi packages, sometimes Carnival does not allow you to stream or download certain things while on board. This happens for whatever reason is known, I don't know, but Spotify is one that I had trouble with on my last cruise. If I hadn't downloaded stuff prior to the cruise, I could not download it on the ship. This may be different ship to ship, but in my experience, I would just rather download whatever I want to listen to, whether it be podcasts or music, prior to getting on board that ship. Something fun that a lot of cruisers miss because they may not be early risers is the Towel Animal Takeover Day. Yes, that's right. Towel Animal Takeover Day typically happens on one of the early morning sea days. If you get up early enough, typically it's the last sea day, but it can be any sea day, especially weather permitting. You can actually get up early and see this incredible sight where towel animals have taken over the pool deck. Now, for those kiddos that may have grown up to be a little older and of the age of 18 and up, they can gamble in the cruise ship casino. Yes, Carnival Cruise casinos are 18 and up. We know this isn't always normal for people of the United States, and sometimes it's a higher age that you would assume. But if you are 18 and up, you can gamble on a Carnival cruise. Another thing to note is if you're on board a Carnival cruise, you can get free drinks, actually earn free drinks on your Carnival cruise. You have to get 1,500 points to do so. Definitely weigh out the benefit and costs to do so. If you don't enjoy gambling, don't recommend doing it this way, as you would have to wait on these drinks being served to you while playing after hitting 1,500 points. But it's something very interesting and good to know. Now, if you don't know much about the casino program, you can also receive complimentary cruises after your cruise and gambling on board. But most importantly, it's good to note that $2 to every point. So for 1,500 points, you are looking at $3,000 being spent through or run through a slot machine. And that is something that may be a little outside of most people's budget. Of course, you could be up after putting $3,000 in a slot machine, but you will most likely be down some money after doing so. Speaking of drink specials, a lot of times Carnival has drinks of the day or specialty drinks at the bars. You might assume these are special deals, but in all actuality, sometimes there is absolutely no special discount on these beverages. Always ask your bartender ahead of time before ordering the drink of the day, because a lot of times this is the same price as what's on the menu. It's just the advertisement saying this is what we recommend you trying today. Now, if you are looking for a deal while you are drinking, one drink deal that you can rely on is making your drink a double for only $4 more. Yes, this means you can add a shot to your drink for only $4. This actually is a really good deal when you think of most drinks, mixed cocktails, and especially craft cocktails being $13 or $14. So for $4 more, you're getting double the alcohol within your current cocktail. Of course, maybe not right for everyone, but if you're trying to save a little money, it might make sense to make it a double. If you don't like to drink alcohol, but you do love your coffee, or maybe you love a really sugary shake, you can actually get a coffee lover or shake lovers rewards card on board. Yes, if you drink a lot of coffee and you might be on a 7 night cruise, ask about the coffee lovers reward card. Or if you love those shakes, do the same for those. After so many coffees or so many shakes, you will get a free coffee or a free shake. And so it definitely pays out to know that in advance so you don't miss out on your benefits of a free shake or coffee. We find it so wild that after so many cruises, we feel like so many cruisers on board Carnival still do not know that there are oftentimes sea day brunch and sea day tea time on their cruise. These are some of our favorite times to go to the main dining rooms because it really does add a layer of experience to your cruise. You can wake up on a sea day and go to brunch and have some of the best brunch dishes, as well as juices and different types of ways to just experience a good start to your day. Or if you're someone who likes to enjoy tea later in the afternoon, normally afternoon tea time and sea day brunch are two things that are often missed because they are in the main dining rooms. If you don't look in your app on when these are during your sea days, you will definitely miss out on these really nice experiences that are complimentary for you to do. This next tip can save you a lot of money, especially if you're traveling with a lot of family or friends and you want to stay connected but not have to pay for the Wi-Fi per every passenger. You can actually get on board and use the onboard messaging app for only $5 per person. This is something that is not necessary if you have Wi-Fi already purchased, but we found it very common for those with larger families and maybe staying connected between everybody in the family without everyone having to buy the Wi-Fi package. Of course, this is something that we don't always say is reliable at all times, but it is something better than nothing for when you're on board your cruise. It is good to note that every person has to buy it, so $5 per device, not just $5 for everyone to use it all at once. What is that saying out there? You have to spend money to make money. Well, this next hack is definitely a cruise tip that you will have to spend some money to then get some money. Yes, if you are someone who will actually be in the stock markets and like to purchase shares or stocks of certain companies, well, Carnival would be a good one to invest in if you're going to be cruising a lot on Carnival Cruise Line. With 100 shares of stock of Carnival Cruise Corp, you will get onboard credit for every cruise from then on out. This, of course, can add up pretty nicely and really give you something to look forward to on every cruise to spend it however you like. Onboard credit can be used across the ship for many different things. So if you're somebody that likes to be in the stock market, maybe think of purchasing some extra shares of stock in the Carnival Corp. This last cruise tip is a true cruise hack that we love and we have found to be the best hack for ending your cruise on Carnival. And that is to not go to the buffet when you're ending and disembarking on your last day, but instead go to the Blue Iguana. The Blue Iguana has complimentary breakfast every single day, but on disembarkation day, people do not know that it is open and ready to serve you delicious breakfast treats while you're waiting to disembark the ship. We have found this to be the least congested place, easiest to find seating and get in and out with your food than anywhere else on the ship. That buffet usually is congested with a lot of people. There's way too many people trying to get around. It's crowded. It's hard to get through. So definitely look to see if the Blue Iguana is open and get yourself a breakfast treat and sit down in an uncrowded place along the pool deck and enjoy your last morning on the cruise. Well, those were the things we have learned that Carnival doesn't tell you flat out when booking your Carnival cruise vacation. We know there are so many more hidden tips, some cruise hacks for Carnival cruises that you know at home. So please share in the comments below what are some tips and hacks that you have found with Carnival Cruise Line that we have not shared. We want to hear from you and learn from you all at home what you have found so we can do our best Carnival cruising. Once again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and until next time, see ya.